Welcome everyone to the 6th round of the FIDE Grand Swiss 2025. We have Grandmaster Vidit Gujrathi taking on Anton Demchenko here. Anton playing a pretty good event here, wins against Hari Krishna, Sam Shankland, then lost to Arjun Erigaisi but has since then drawn against Mamedyarov and Hans Niemann. So you can see that at 3 out of 5 he is playing really well. Vidit, on the other hand, has been rock solid in this event. He has had a victory with Demchenko in round 1, but since then 4 draws against Abhimanyu, Predke, Ivanchuk and Cheparinov. Against Ivanchuk he was totally winning but was unable to break through, and there he is getting ready. Ivanchuk is there in the background right next to Vidit, and the players are ready. We are ready to start the game. Demchenko with the first move opens with knight to f3, and with it you can see the calmness on his face. He meditates before the game, he meditates during the game. He's just someone who tries to be as much into the zone as possible. What's his move number 1 going to be? And I think because Vidit likes this kind of slow build up, I think this time control suits him quite well. d5 played. Pawn to b3 by Anton. He wants to develop his bishop on this long diagonal here. Bishop comes to f5, and it's interesting move. Before the knights the bishop is developed because you want to play e6 very quickly, but you don't want the bishop to be trapped behind that pawn. So now e6 played, and Anton goes for the fianchetto on the other side of the board. Pawn to g3, and Vidit makes space for his bishop to drop back to h7. Bishop comes out to g2, and now the knight develops to f6. Demchenko castles here, and with it brings his bishop out to e7. Pawn to d3 played. Now you can break in 2 ways. You can go for the e4 break, or you can go for the c4 break. Castles here. The pawn to e4 break will require more preparation as black has great control there. Knight to c3 is slightly weird. Generally you put your knight on d2 and play c4, but Demchenko seems to have some ideas here. He's playing this in a very interesting fashion. It is after all a reversed King's Indian if you think about this entire setup on the king side, but with this bishop on b2, slightly weird. a5 played. Now notice if you take here on e4, there is knight e5 putting pressure here, so Vidit doesn't even get into it. He plays a5, knight to d2, and now brings his knight out to c6. Both players now thinking on their own. This is all the preparation part is done. Vidit has 1 hour 13 minutes, Demchenko 1 hour 10 minutes. Queen comes up to d7, and rook to e1 to push the pawn forward. Maybe to take on d5 could also be an idea here. So Vidit himself takes the pawn on e4, knight takes on e4, and Vidit also chops off the knight here. White takes the knight on e4, and rook a to d8 played. Again comes back with his knight to d2. Maybe he wants to go with his knight to c4. Rook to e8 played. And Demchenko plays knight c4. Now there's a small threat here which could be potentially not a threat. Take and take on a5. So with it goes b5. And his point is, if you take here and take this, black will have compensation here with queen a8. So knight comes back to d2. And now Vidit has to be slightly careful here. He goes bishop c5. But what does he have in mind for the move a4? Because, and that's what Demchenko does. He's asking a question to the pawn on b5. If it moves ahead, the c4 square is to be taken by the knight. So Vidit jumps in with his knight to b4. And my question is, can you simply not take the pawn on b5? And then you have here and this jumping in. Not so sure, but Demchenko decides to play bishop e4. Maybe he was afraid of some sacrifices here, which is a bit weird because I don't think they were working. c6 played by Vidit. He gets his structure intact, keeps it intact. Bishop takes, king takes. And now if you take on b5, cb5 and try to win this pawn on a5, there is rook c8 putting pressure down to c2. So knight to f3 played. And with it goes queen c7, eyeing the a5 pawn now, also covering up the e5 square. Queen comes to e2. It's been a slow moving game here, but as you can see, the time is running low. They are on move 22. Vidit has 12 minutes to make 18 more moves, while Demchenko has 15 more minutes. Bishop goes back to b6. And now pawn to d4. So there's some merit to bringing the pawn up here. King goes back to g8 for Vidit. And now Demchenko pushes the knight away. Knight to d5. And queen takes b5 is possible. Because if queen b5 here, knight c3, bishop c3, queen c3, and the bishop is hanging, the knight is also hanging. So that works somehow. He goes c4. I like this move a lot. Vidit takes, pawn takes c4, attacking the knight on d5. And now knight to b4. Jumps in with the knight to b4. And these pawns are actually super strong. He pushes c5. And it limits the bishop. The bishop goes back to a7. And bishop to c3. Attacking the bishop and the pawn here. Knight goes back to c6. And queen comes up to a6. So Demchenko putting a lot of pressure on Vidit here. Vidit goes rook d5. He's like, I have to give up my pawn here. Bishop takes pawn, queen d7 played. So for the missing pawn, Vidit does have some pressure on d4, and I think a better idea was to keep the bishop here. But instead Demchenko goes bishop b6, and Vidit brings his bishop on this diagonal. Somehow the bishop on b6 does look a bit misplaced. Queen a4 played. And now rook to c8, defending the knight here. We're on move 33. Demchenko has 4 minutes to make another 7 moves. Vidit has 3 minutes. And boom, g5. I love this move. g4. And there's attack on the d4 pawn, which is quite intense. So h3 played. And Vidit going all out. He goes h5 as well. And suddenly the position has become so sharp. h4. Like the move. Because if takes, there's knight takes. If g4, there's knight g5. So g takes h4 played. And now knight takes h4. And he plays king to h8 here. So queen comes back to b3. And maybe one idea is queen f3, trying to look at this position. He goes rook g8. And queen e3 played. Well, mate in 1 is threatened. Nothing less here. King h7. A good move by Vidit. And knight to f3. Finally, the 40 moves have been reached. So Demchenko gets up. Vidit has to make his final move before move 40. And he finds a good move. Rook g4. As we move into the second phase of the game, where both players will get 50 extra minutes on the clock. It's all balanced here. White has an extra pawn, but a bishop that is slightly misplaced, while Vidit has this powerful attack which is brewing with all his pieces. But his king looks a bit weak. It's very exciting. Rook a8 now putting pressure here on the bishop on b8. Rook to f5 played. Very nice how he's playing on the light squares. Queen d5 next is coming up. Maybe taking on b8, knight b8, knight e5 could simplify a few things. But Demchenko goes knight h2, attacking the rook. The rook comes back to g8. Looking here, and the threat is bishop takes g3 to some extent, because bishop g3 attacks the rook, and I'm also threatening bishop f2, so he comes back. Rook a3, and now maybe there's rook g6, maybe there's h4 already trying to open up the position. Demchenko already down to 20 minutes on the clock, while Vidit has kept a healthy time lead with 42 minutes. He pushes his pawn to h4, a good move. And now queen e4, also a nice move. Looking here, and a check is threatened. So h takes g3, attacking the knight and the pawn here. And queen h4 check. Oh, he goes first takes. Maybe first a check and then fg3, bringing the king on g7 was a better idea, because now this actually loses a pawn. Bishop takes g3. I wonder if Demchenko missed it. Bishop g3 played here, and king h1, and now Vidit brings his queen to d5, offering a trade of queens. And there's a very interesting decision by Vidit to go into an endgame. But you can see that these two pawns are very strong, and if the d4 pawn falls, these two will become passers. So rook d3 attacking the bishop on g3, and Vidit brings his rook here. Now notice, when take, there's a mate here. There's also a mate threatened on g1. So the white king is actually a bit lonely and could come under terrible attack. Bishop a5, I like this decent move. He's coming, he wants his bishop to be back in the game. f5, a lovely decision by Vidit. bd2 is the only defense, but he blunders here with d5. He pushes his pawn to d5. Notice, if bishop d2, f4, he had to find an incredibly difficult move like this, going into the line of fire. With d5, Vidit says, okay, thank you so much for the pawn, I'm taking it, and if you don't take it, I'm just going to push it forward. So Demchenko now takes the pawn, but the problem is that after rook takes d5, knight takes a5 is game over. Look at this. Yes, knight takes a5, and Vidit is winning, because you have to take back the piece or else you'll be a piece down. And now just bishop takes h2. If you take back the piece, rook h5 is checkmate. Both the rooks have been deflected from their duty on the third rank, and now it's just game over. Even bishop f2 is very powerful. That should also win. He takes on h2 here, and check to the king, and maybe a simple move, king h8, should do the trick now. King h8, no more checks, you are a piece down. If you take here, it's a mate, and he comes back, rook to a3, threatening a checkmate here, but just bishop, oh, maybe not bishop g3, just rook h5 should do the job. Yes, rook h5 played, and it is checkmate. He resigns. Vidit Gujrathi wins his game second in the tournament, unbeaten until now, going into the rest day with 4 out of 6. After the game, we managed to get Vidit into the live stream, and we have the interview with him. Have a look at his sharp analysis. Should we just look at the couple of, like, for example, it was equal, and then you suddenly started getting into trouble right here somewhere.
Yeah, I think I misplayed for sure. And this position, I thought I have very good chances to hold, but it's unpleasant, of course. Knight before and all this, yeah. He played. I thought he'll go knight e5, knight c4, but he went bishop c3.
Oh yes, I also thought like this, and this pawn is weak.
Yeah, he played bishop c3 also fine. Queen b5 maybe was better, I don't know. Yeah. But here I thought I have some counterplay. Rook d5,
No, by the main insane move that you played here was
g5.
G5.
Yeah,
G5 was like also computer's best move. G5.
and maybe I should play h3 f5. Yeah.
No, H5, correct. You played brilliantly actually here.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
this.
unlike me.
Yeah.
No, I think here
Also,
naturally, Harshit bhai, yes, go on. What you were saying?
So actually, yeah, it's quite. I played well here. This king
yeah.
h8 rook g8 also was very practical and nice because my king felt weak and then king h7 not sure. Yeah. Oh, it's also good. Yeah.
Best move bhai.
And here
Everything.
maybe rook f5. I was thinking
Again,
instead of rook
best move.
g4.
Again,
Best move. Yeah.
both are equal.
It. The conclusion is that when I don't think I play better.
It's true for almost all the players, yeah, who are strong. If you don't think, you play better.
Rook f5. And here I thought he should go knight h4 and repeat knight h4.
You would have taken a draw here because I think you don't have anything
Yeah.
else, right?
Yeah, rook d5, knight f3. I thought this was the best. Knight h2, I was surprised. Rook g8, and now I started to get ambitious because I have all kind of threats of bishop g3.
Yes, yes. And here there was only defense for him, Vidit bhai.
Sorry?
Here there was a crazy defense he had, but I think Amruta was talking about it.
D5?
Yes, exactly. Do you saw it?
Yeah, d5 I thought, and ed, but still goes on, yeah?
Yeah, it goes on. In fact, in this line, bishop g3, which is the most important line perhaps.
Rook g8, I was thinking bishop f2, queen f2, king f2, rook f2, king f2, king g8, and he has rook g1.
Yes, and dc6, and he's safe.
Yeah, he's safe, yeah.
Wow.
So that's why d5,
So,
but
d5 I thought, yeah, rook
he
a3,
missed his
h4.
chance. I was actually
because
hoping that here you don't go h4 and you play rook g6 because it's kind of the slow build here.
Rook g6 is not easy because the only other move I consider was queen d5. But then queen b3, I thought he'll try to exchange queens.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, now I should get ambitious because here I have draw in hand, but his king is weak, yeah?
Absolutely.
But h4 looked very
It was
normal.
very natural. And he found the best move, queen e4.
Yeah, hg, because I thought first he'll go queen h4.
I was also
But then I
surprised
have
that he didn't play this.
King g7,
And now take here.
fg, queen d5. I mean, it's unpleasant, yeah? I think here he has a crazy defense. Probably only move is knight g4, I thought.
Correct.
Rook h8 looks like queen is trapped, but knight e3.
Oh, you saw it. Wow.
Yes.
Insane.
And here I thought I have queen f3 also. You know, if knight f5, queen f5, and the queen is trapped. Rook f1, queen g6.
अरे भाई
Vidit
bhai.
stockfish खा के आए विदित भाई.
But problem क्या बता था queen f3 पे queen g4 check है.
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
And I thought अगर ये ढूंढ लिया तो फिर अभी draw है.
Too good.
But he played fg3, which I was also thinking कि possible है game में because it looked like practical. Yeah, bishop g3. And now I thought knight g4 was his idea.
Mm-hmm.
But here I was not sure. Bishop f2 में सोच रहा था.
I think
King
bishop f4
h1,
is the
rook
correct
g.
move here.
Yeah, bishop f4, rook h3, king g7.
Yeah.
And now rook f3 is probably the only move for him.
Yes.
I thought.
Yes.
And then bishop g5 I was thinking. And I thought slide better, but not sure. Bishop g5.
There is a crazy move here for black to kind of win this.
King f8?
No, there's only... It's, I think, too tough. It's actually changing the... This is the toughest decision. Yeah, changing the character.
e5. Wow.
E5.
And then king f8 next move. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not easy. Not easy.
He played king h1.
Yes.
And maybe I should not play queen d5.
No,
Queen
it's
d5
the
was
best.
mistake.
If you don't play
Best
queen
move.
d5, you are not better anymore. What's the other move you are thinking?
Bishop h2 maybe.
Yeah, but bishop h2, queen h4, king g7, king h2, and you have nothing here. This I thought, I was hoping that you don't play this because this looks so tempting. Rook h8 is coming, but there's rook g1.
Yeah. Queen d5, actually, he should take and play rook g1, not rook d3, I thought.
Yeah, rook g1.
Because suddenly bishop h2, rook h3 is made for me.
Correct.
And now I have to go rook g5.
Rook g5. Correct.
And still there is pressure, I thought. Like, okay. I mean, he cannot untangle. His bishop on b6 is so bad.
Right.
But after
Yeah, with
rook
the
d3,
knight on c6, It looks like you're
What
dominating,
mistake?
yeah, somehow. Bishop.
Yeah. This knight on c6 is very good. What did he?
Sorry.
What did I do wrong?
No, here just this bishop a5, f5 ke jagah, there was this
Rook
line
g6.
take, rook h5, rook a2, and then it's saying like you continue here, but I
No,
mean,
but this
it doesn't
feels
feel
very
right.
like f5 is I think
Exactly.
best move actually,
Yeah.
because the only problem with f5 I thought was that he would go d5.
He played, no, in the game.
Yeah, he played d5, and that was not for a long time. I didn't see refutation 95 and everything. It looked very complicated. Rook g3 is coming, all kind of tactics. But here there was this simple line which I thought ed5, rook d5, and now just play knight a5,
Knight a5, rook
rook
a5.
a5, and now bishop h2, which is very counterintuitive. You never want to take this, but now there is mate, unavoidable mate. And
Oh
this is
my
what
god.
happened in the game.
Yeah. I can see the moves right
Oh.
now. We have reached rook d7, and we can see here Vidit by fully zoned in. Bishop h2 is on the board.
Yeah, because I remember when I played Chuki, I had seen the win, and I started to overthink and tried to find things. So today I was like, win dig gaya khelo, दूसरा मत ढूंढो.
Yeah, I think
And now here,
it's
actually, if I rook h3 is mate, yeah. So I mean, if I move the bishop or something, can be devastating, yeah. But
this
rook
one.
h5, of course,
Ah.
yeah. And if he didn't have c pawn, this would have been draw after rook h5.
How?
Rook
Ooh.
h3, rook h3, rook h7, and stalemate.
Oh, Mamma Mia. No, but Vidit bhai, oh, it's not even a mate. King
नहीं king
h2.
h2 है ना.
Oh, bye. बच गए. Wow.
हाँ, but अगर c pawn नहीं होता तो bishop g3 खेल के जीत जाता, but
Correct.
yeah, he resigned here
Oh,
after
and
rook h7.
resignation.
Wow, what a win by Vidit bhai. That's incredible. And
Let's
it
go.
actually ends the kind of first half of the tournament in a very, very bright way, right? +2, 4 draws and 2 wins. Are you feeling positive right now?
I mean, after the today's result, yes, for sure. Um, I was very upset after game against Chuki, and yesterday also I had very good chances. Especially Chuki, it was clear win. Yesterday I had very good chance, and the thing is, I had seen those things, but I did not uh, hesitated for some reason. And I felt today when I got the chance, I played better. The first half I didn't play so good in the middle game, but when I got the chance, I think I played very well. This rook g5, f5, f4, and also this g5 and in time pressure. So that part I'm happy about.
But one thing
And does this
which
atmosphere
yeah, go on.
of like such a serious tournament, Grand Swiss, does it automatically like put you in a different mindset? Like because you see everyone so serious, like does that affect your mood at all?
Yeah, everybody's always serious. I mean, I don't know. Even in Chennai, everybody was serious. uh,
Mhm. But like
uh,
maybe because of the world, like because of the candidate spot, everyone might be a bit like extra motivated here, yeah.
I think not everybody. I think there are only
Mhm.
couple of people who really believe that they can win the tournament and qualify to candidates. So I think majority of the people who are here, they feel like okay, +3, +4 is good score, and
Hmm.
we'll get some good prize and something like this. No, like very few people really think they can win this tournament.
Hmm.
And yes, of
Interesting.
course, for them the motivation is extremely high and they are very intense and
Hmm.
focused. I mean,
There,
everybody is focused, but they are like extra motivated or like going the extra mile.
there is one question with it we have to ask you that actually in the chat, full chat is asking what is the rest day plan tomorrow?
Rest day plan is to go to the city actually,
Oh,
because here there is no supermarket, nothing, and I really want to eat good food, and I heard there is Indian restaurant here somewhere in the city, far like 40 minutes away.
you haven't found
Uh,
an Indian food till now for
no,
6
because
days.
this, but yeah, this place, this is
Yeah, World
outskirts.
Rapid and Blitz,
There's
we were there.
there's no supermarket. Forget anything else. Yeah.
There's an Indian restaurant called Dostana. It's Bollywood style restaurant.
अच्छा.
तो खाना इंडियन खाना
हाँ
यू विल गेट
आदित्य
देयर।
आप
भाई
मंगा
तो
रहे हो क्या?
नहीं मंगवा नहीं रहे, वहाँ पे जाना पड़ेगा आपको।
आप गए क्या?
नहीं, कल जाने वाले।
हाँ, वही
सब
मुझे
लोग
भी
पूरा इंडियन 20 लोग उधर दोस्ताना में दोस्ती बना रहे. But with it, one
आप होते
more
हैं.
question was, is this time control somehow suiting you? Because we see like your quality of chess has gone up like tremendously, and at some point I've started to believe that this is your time control. Like even last year you won this, and here also games have been great.
Yeah, this time control suits me because like after 40 moves also you get 50 minutes, yeah, not 30 minutes. And Chennai time control, for example, is the worst for me because after 40 moves there's no time, like additional time. And the way I play chess, my style suits more for this because I try to play accurate and not like really super practical. There are some people who just play practical, not trying to find the best move. For them, this is very long. But I feel the downside is of this is that the games go on very long. Like yesterday, this game of 8 hours of Air Dog Motion, not Dirbek. So
Yes.
maybe it's not practical spectator wise, but for me it suits. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you make a comeback by after such games like in Ivanchuk? We saw you like so heartbroken there. You showed
Yeah.
the move, and but how do you make a comeback? Like just being today on the board, fighting every single day.
I mean, there's no recipe, of course. I was very devastated, and if I knew, I can repeat that thing every time. Yeah, so it's not like I have any formula in mind. But just I felt that today I was more ready when I got the chance mentally, uh, and that was the difference probably. Like yesterday, I was having some chances, but I was not very alert or not alert, but I was not very prepared to go in for the kill. Whereas today, I felt like, okay, this is the chance. Like I learned from those mistakes, the previous games.
Amazing. And how is Nidhi enjoying her stay in Uzbek? It's like first time such a long event for her, right?
Yeah, I feel a little bad for her that she's, like she has to spend so much time here, and then everything revolves around my schedule. Like when I go to the game, the breakfast, lunch, dinner, and she's making the best out of it. Like uh, trying to adjust her schedule around it, and she's also doing some online consultations. So that's keeping her, work going as well. So that I'm happy about. But for her, I think Samarkand is maybe it's a bit too long this tournament for her that I can but I sympathize with her, but I can't do anything.
I saw her in the playing hall today. You know, we have the camera. She
Oh,
was
she was there,
standing
yeah,
there. Yeah,
I
she
didn't
was.
see her today.
Wow. Wow. That shows how focused you were. Vidit bhai, we won't keep you any longer. Harshit bhai, anything you would like to say to Vidit bhai?
I think I'm super. I mean, when you were explaining this calculation, I was like, it's incredible how accurate it was. So I think like whatever you're doing is working really well. So I hope you
Yeah, the
continue
thing is
this.
actually in the other games also I saw the things, but I was not convinced in myself that it's correct, and I
Hmm.
was hesitating. uh, and I think the reason is probably when you win a couple of games, you start to trust your confidence, start to trust yourself more and confidence. So it's like a catch 22 situation.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't win until you believe, and then you can't really totally believe until you win. So it's
Well, now
Nice,
that you
nice.
have won, I hope that next rounds you will believe in your calculations. Vidit, thank you for joining in, and good luck for the remaining
Good
thank
luck.
games.
you. Thanks, Sagar. Bye. Thanks, Arshad. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
See you.
Thank you, Vidit. Bye.